when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers.
Good morning,
I am
morning.
Joy Campbell coming to you live from the scenic Healing Gardens. And today is a very special day as we celebrate International Women's Day. It's a good day to be a woman. It's a good day to be alive. And I hope that all of us feel a sense of empowerment as women worldwide. On our show this morning, we are joined by the beautiful Dr. Renee Alfred. Can you just tell us how you're feeling this morning to be a woman with us?
Hi, good morning. Morning to everyone who's listening. Happy International Women's Day. Today I feel good, right? I like to start off my mornings with my morning devotions and with my self-affirmations. And today I said I am a child of God. I am God's daughter. It's good to be alive. It's good to be a woman every day, not just today. And I want to encourage all women today, if you had a morning like mine where it was rush, 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 trying to balance a number of things, just take a breath and look at yourself. How many things we do as women, how many hats we wear. We are mommies, we are chauffeurs, we are teachers, we are doctors, we are disciplinarians, all while trying to manage our mental and our spiritual and our psychological and physical health. And not to downplay the role of men, but I believe that we are uniquely designed and made up to be able to manage all of that. So again, happy International Women's Day. As you rightly said, it's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be a woman. Let's celebrate today. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's indeed a pleasure having you here, and I'm glad that you mentioned that women wear several hats. Mm-hmm. And I know one of the hats that you're coming to us with on this show today is as a pediatrician. Mm-hmm. Initially, what would have motivated you to enter this particular career path?
I was motivated by my childhood. I think I had a very all-round, very happy childhood. And being around children reminded me of that. My mother is a midwife as well as a district health visitor. I'm retired now. So seeing the service that she gave to persons and how passionate she was about it, that is what lit the fire. And I chose pediatrics because it's the field where I'm the most happy. It's the field where I feel the most fulfilled. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's difficult on several days, but I would not prefer to work with adults. You know, I love people, but children are my niche.
As with any mother, children are really dear to their hearts, right? And I know that the life of a medical practitioner is at times very demanding, especially even as a mother or as a spouse. How are you then able to manage your personal life and work life? Where do you strike the balance?
As I told somebody just recently, that 2023 for me is the year of balance. I don't think it's something that you ever achieve fully. I think it's something that every day you make the decision of balance. You have a whole list of things you want to get done, and then you have to say, now, realistically, this is what I can get done for the day without losing it or without getting off my rockers. The thing that helps me to settle myself is the fact that I accept that I have many roles. So yes, I'm a pediatrician. Yes, I'm a medical professional. Anybody who has worked with me knows that in that time that I am the pediatrician, I can get heavily involved. I can get involved with my patient and sometimes put my other part of my life aside. But every day I try to make the balance. I am lucky I have a very good support system, my brothers and sisters. I have a lot of persons who help me with the care of my child. Her father is very, very involved and very, very supportive. So that helps tremendously. But to say there's a secret sauce or there is a way to balance it all, I don't think that exists. I think everybody has their way. There will come to a point where the balance shifting more towards career. There'll come to a point where the balance is shifting more towards your mommy life. There'll come to a point where the balance is shifting more towards me. I need this time and I need this space. But every day is a balancing act. And I think what makes me okay with that is that I know everybody's going through that. I'm not the only one. And I also know that it is a daily goal. It's not okay, as soon as I get this, everything will be okay. It's a daily goal. It's part of life. And I really try to take time to enjoy each part of the journey and understand that they are all part of me. And at the end of the day, that is what really settles me. Understanding that I am multifaceted. As women, we are multifaceted. Some days we do better at some things, but once we're going forward, knowing that we have all these things and we are trying our best, I think that is the goal. Really trying your best at all of them, knowing that every day, everyone will not be perfect, and that's okay.
You know, I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because as a songwriter, I say we have to take things one day at a time, little by little. We make the improvements and we will see the changes, but it's not something that's going to happen drastically. Yeah. It has to be something that is a bit more continuous. Yes. Right? So just to get into a little bit more into your experiences as a medical practitioner, what are some of the challenges you think that women face within that particular field, if any at all?
Well, one of the major challenges is, I think, our biological setup, right? As women, especially in medicine, you almost feel as though there is a timer on everything that you want to achieve or can achieve. And so because of that, we have a lot of, I think we impose a lot of limitations. Like we'll say, okay, I'm a pediatrician, but you know, I want to get into another field, but then I'll say to myself, yes, but you're in your 30s, you have a child, probably it's too late for you to do that now. Or even on the other side of it, as a professional, you might decide, okay, well, I want to expand my family, but you always have that sense that there is a timer. There is a time to do things. There is a time when women are in their peak. So this is the time you want to get everything done. We tend to have that strict, very, I would say, challenging and very limiting sense of there is a time for women to do things. I think for men, 30s, 40s, 50s, if they decide they want to do this, they want to change that, they want to expand the family, they want to go into a different career route, they want to expand the business. I think naturally we just think, well, that's possible for men, but for women we have this sense of we have to do everything within this time, because after that it's like time is expired, or we have to be settled with what we have. And I think as any professional woman or woman in the medical field, that is even more so, because the years of study that we have to put in for every field, with that thought of, well, I have to do this in a certain time, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on you, right? Because in the medical field, you're thinking you want to go forward, you want to keep yourself abreast of all the latest information, you want to keep reading, you want to keep doing courses, you want to expand your knowledge. But when you think, okay, well, this has to be done within a certain time, because after that, there's no time for me, it adds a certain amount of pressure. So I think that's one of the major challenges as a healthcare professional and a woman. And then, of course, there's the obvious challenge of having a family, because, again, it's self-imposed, where as women we feel like, yes, we could have a supportive partner, but we feel like the brunt of child rearing and the house being managed, for some reason, is on us. Like, you know, we do it to ourselves. You know, a woman will say, oh, this person can't even cook. They didn't even clean up their house. And we put certain restrictions on ourselves that these things have to be done by us, right? While trying to manage a career, while trying to be healthy and exercise and eat. And we don't, as much as we say it, we don't share the responsibility equitably with our male counterparts. So as a professional in the healthcare profession, all those factors is what really makes it particularly challenging, the self-imposed things, really.
I'm glad that you brought up that whole aspect of support, because I think it's really crucial in the life of any female professional, especially you all who are in that medical field, I know, because it is very demanding. You would need that support at home and that level of encouragement if you want to further your studies and specialize in a particular area. Interestingly, there was a time when women were not so popular within the medical field, and now we see that we have somewhat equalized the statistics, and you have that 50% women being in that field, and so we have evolved, we are present, we're dominating, we are here to stay, we're doing a good job at it as well. So now that we are celebrating International Women's Day, the theme is digital innovation and technology for gender equality, and so the emphasis is to promote gender equality and gender health, female reproductive health, and all these different matters through the utilization of technology. So, what are some of the ways or suggestions that you can give that can help us to promote gender equality using innovative technology? So, we have social media, we have different platforms. What are some of the ways we could promote these things?
Okay, so thank you for that information, because you educated me where that was concerned as well. In terms of reproductive health or women's health, I think without social media and the use of all the digital technology we have now, we'll be kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. Reproductive and women's health, the number one thing will be education and making sure that the conversation is had over and over and over, to the point where it is so common and there's nothing to be ashamed of, to the point where any woman at any level of education can be talking about pap smears and cervical cancer screening and breast cancer screening, and contraception, all the different types of contraception out there. As much as we are in the 21st century, women don't talk about that, especially in Tobago. Women don't talk about that. We should have it plastered all over the place on social media, tidbits of information to educate all women and men and their families, so that the conversation is had. Just like me and you are sitting here, you should be able to say, so when last you had a pap smear, or I'm going to have a breast examination, when last you did that. And another woman should be able to say, yeah, but you're 35, so by this time you should be starting your screening, and it should be easy to find the information, right? So I think number one is to use these platforms to have the conversation, to give information in small tidbits where it can be consumed and it could be understood, and then it can be reproduced, and it can be part of a normal everyday conversation between women who are friends, women who are co-workers, siblings, mothers to children. Another way that we can use technology and digital media and all the information systems out there to help with women and women's health is, of course, to make the process easy, right? Everybody wants convenience. Now nobody wants to go and sit at a health center or a doctor's office for hours waiting to have these things done. So if appointments can be made online, and times could be shared, or you could have virtual consultations, online consultations. You have all the platforms, Zoom, Google Meet. All of these things should be used, because remember, the point is to meet every woman, every man. You want gender equality. It means that it has to be something that is constantly going on, and the more you can make it available to the layman, the better. So I think those two are the number one things: education and using the resources to make the consults more user-friendly or more amendable to people's everyday lives.
Thank you so much for that contribution. I'm glad that you mentioned the fact that we need to continue the conversation because even within the Tobago space, you would realize that many young girls and women are very unfamiliar about stuff related to their female reproductive system and overall health.
Yes.
Some persons don't even understand their menstrual cycle properly, and all of these things need to be properly highlighted, and so that these persons can be adequately informed and make the right decisions as it relates to their overall health and well-being. So it was such a nice conversation with you, but sadly we are pressed for time.
No
but before you go, I would like you to give us some parting words, just share a little bit of motivation for the working woman out there.
All right, so thank you again for having me. Happy International Women's Day to all women out there and to the men that support us and that love us. I'd like to say today, no matter what you're going through, no matter how difficult it is, you are strong, you are courageous, you have power inside of you that you have not tapped into. Have an excellent day and just be a light to somebody else.
Exactly. Let your little light shine today. Viewers, we're going on a short break. Don't go too far. We'll be right back soon. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Live more. October will never be better with Tobago Carnival Fever. Okay, passage and come on over.